Have you ever wondered why life feels the heaviest just before the right person comes? Why rare souls, the ones who love with depth, the ones who carry truth in their spirit, often go through the deepest heartbreaks, the longest waiting, the most painful lessons, before they finally meet someone who truly sees them. Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." And if your soul is rare, the universe will not let you walk into love without first walking through fire. Think about it, the universe never gives you the right person too soon. It waits. It stretches your patience. It breaks your illusions. It strips away your masks until you are left standing face to face with yourself. Because before you can meet them, the one meant for you, you must first meet yourself. This is why rare souls experience so many false starts in love. The almosts, the people who come close but cannot stay, the ones who hold your hand but not your heart. They are not mistakes, they are mirrors. They are teachers. They arrive to show you what you desire, but also what you must let go of. They awaken you to your own patterns. They force you to see where you betray yourself, where you accept less than you deserve, where you confuse intensity with intimacy. And when you finally begin to awaken, the universe moves to the next stage. It pulls people away. It closes doors. It silences the noise around you. Suddenly, you may feel like you are standing alone in a desert, forgotten, unseen. But this silence is sacred. This is where your soul is being prepared. Rare souls are not rushed because the love written for them is not ordinary. Shallow love can come quickly, but deep love requires time. So the universe hides you. It puts you through long seasons of waiting, because only in solitude do you learn the difference between need and choice. Only in solitude do you realize that you are already whole, that you do not need the right person to complete you. You need them to complement you. Jung spoke often about individuation, the process of becoming whole by uniting your shadow with your light. And this is exactly what the universe makes you do before love arrives. It forces you to face your shadow, the parts of yourself you hide from the world. It asks you to love those parts, to accept them. Because if you don't, you will project them onto the next person you meet and call it love. This is why your soul may feel tested over and over again. The wrong people are sent first, so that you can learn to recognize the right one. The half-loves are sent to sharpen your clarity. The heartbreaks come to strip away your illusions. And the silence comes to bring you back home to yourself. But here's the mystery. Just before the right person arrives, the universe often sends one last test. Someone who looks like everything you've asked for, but who lacks the depth to hold it. They are the final mirror. They arrive so you can prove to yourself, once and for all, that you will no longer settle. If you walk away, you declare to the universe, "I am ready." And that is when everything shifts. Because when the right person finally comes, it will not feel like chaos. It will not feel like doubt. It will feel like recognition. As if your soul has been waiting for this moment all along. So if you are in the silence now, if you feel forgotten, if your heart aches because you wonder if love will ever arrive, do not despair. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. The universe has not overlooked you. It is protecting you. It is refining you. It is holding you for someone who can finally meet you soul to soul. And when they do, you will understand that none of it was wasted. The heartbreaks were lessons. The silence was preparation. The loneliness was initiation. And the right person was always worth the wait. You have probably wondered why your life feels heavy right before the right person appears. Why do rare souls, the ones who love deeply and carry truth in their spirit, go through the longest nights before meeting someone who finally sees them? Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." And this is the very path the universe gives to the rarest of souls. The universe does not simply hand you love. It tests you. It strips you down. It removes the masks you once wore to survive. It takes away the people you begged to stay, only to show you that they were never yours. It puts you in solitude so deep that you begin to hear your own soul speak. Because before you are ready for the right person, you must be introduced to yourself. You will notice that for rare souls, the timing is different. While others may seem to easily fall into relationships, you are pushed into long seasons of waiting, heartbreak, and transformation. It is not because you are unworthy of love. It is because you are being refined for a different kind of love. The ordinary cannot carry the weight of your spirit. Only someone rare, someone equally awakened, can walk beside you. And so, the universe makes sure you are broken in all the places where shallow love once lived. Jung believed that the soul calls out for what is missing, but it can only recognize it after facing its shadow. This is why the universe gives you the wrong people first. The almosts, the half-loves, the ones who couldn't meet you where you stood. They come to awaken you, to sharpen your clarity, and to teach you the difference between what merely excites your loneliness and what truly nourishes your soul. When you are rare, the universe must first make you strong. It must teach you how to be whole on your own. It must let you walk through rejection, abandonment, and even betrayal, so that when the right person enters, you do not cling out of fear, you choose out of freedom. So if you feel as though you are being delayed, if you feel forgotten, if you are carrying wounds that make you wonder whether love will ever find you, understand this: the universe is not punishing you, it is preparing you. The pain is not the ending, it is the shaping, the storm before the calm, the breaking before the arrival. And when that person finally comes, the one your soul has been echoing for, you will not only recognize them, you will be ready for them. Because the universe never lets rare souls meet the right person too early. It waits until you have walked through fire, until you have reclaimed yourself, until you have learned the deepest truth Jung tried to teach us, that wholeness is born from the very wounds you once thought disqualified you from love. The truth is, love is never handed to rare souls without a journey of fire. The universe knows that only through emptiness do you learn what fullness feels like. It knows that only by standing alone in your own shadow do you recognize the light when it finally arrives. Jung often spoke about individuation, the process of becoming whole, of uniting all the broken and divided pieces within us. For rare souls, this individuation is not optional. It is destiny. Before the right person enters, life will force you to see your own reflection in the mirror of pain. It will send you people who pretend to care, but cannot stay. It will give you chapters where you love with your whole being, only to realize you are giving to someone who could never meet you with the same depth. These moments feel cruel, but they are teachers. They show you where you abandon yourself. They expose where you accept less than you deserve. And slowly, they make you walk back into yourself. The universe will test your patience. It will place you in long pauses, where nothing seems to move. Friends may move ahead, others may settle quickly, while you are asked to wait. And in that waiting, you will be tempted to believe that you are forgotten. But Jung reminded us, what you resist persists. When you resist the loneliness, when you fight the silence, it grows heavier. But when you surrender to it, when you sit with it, you begin to hear its wisdom. That is when something shifts. In the quiet, you realize you were never waiting for another person. You were waiting to meet yourself, to see your worth not through someone's eyes, but through your own. To love your presence, even when no one is clapping for you. To feel that you are already complete, even if no hand is holding yours. This is the initiation rare souls must pass. The universe cannot send you the right person until you stop searching for them in desperation and begin embodying the wholeness that calls them naturally. And so, your path will be marked by inner awakenings. You will begin to notice patterns. The same kind of people you once attracted will no longer reach you because you have grown. Conversations that once satisfied you will feel empty. Spaces that once held you will feel too small. You will crave depth, truth, and resonance. This craving is the sign that your soul is now aligned to call in the one who matches you. But here is the mystery: before that person comes, you will be given one last test. The universe often places the greatest illusion right before the truth. It will send someone who looks like everything you asked for, but lacks the substance of it. This is the final mirror. Will you fall back into old patterns? Will you settle for appearance, for half love, for convenience? Or will you walk away, trusting that what is real cannot be lost? This final test is how the universe knows you are ready. When you pass it, something opens. The right person does not arrive as lightning, but as recognition. You will not have to chase, nor will you doubt. The energy will feel like home. Jung described it as the meeting of two souls that bring together the conscious and unconscious, the masculine and feminine, the shadow and the light. It is not a love built on fantasy, but on truth. It is not a love that rescues you, but one that mirrors the wholeness you already carry. The universe holds back rare souls, not because they are unworthy, but because they are meant to experience love that is not ordinary. And extraordinary love requires extraordinary preparation. Every tear you shed, every betrayal you endured, every night you thought was your breaking, it was not wasted. It was chiseling you into the person who could finally hold the kind of love you were born for. So if you are listening now and you feel delayed, take heart. The universe has not forgotten you. It is only making sure that when love arrives, it will not be fleeting. It will not be shallow. It will not be almost. It will be real. And the right person, the one meant for your soul, will arrive when you have become the version of yourself who can finally recognize them. Preparation. You will realize that every heartbreak, every empty season, every moment when you thought the universe was silent was, in truth, a quiet weaving. Threads being pulled together behind the curtain of your life, forming a tapestry you could not yet see. Rare souls are not rushed, because what they carry cannot be placed in hands that are unready. Carl Jung often reminded us that the soul carries an inner image, a guiding archetype, of the love it longs for. This image is not simply romantic fantasy. It is the unconscious pulling you toward what can make you whole. But before you meet that archetype in another, you must first face it within yourself. That is why the universe sends you into solitude. It wants you to see the parts of yourself you once hid, to love them, to integrate them. Because only when you can hold your own shadow and your own light without fear can you hold another person with the same depth. This is why rare souls seem to be tested more harshly. It is not punishment, it is refinement. Ordinary love can be rushed. Shallow connections can be built quickly. But soul-deep love requires time. It requires you to die to who you were so you can rise into who you are meant to be. The universe bends time for you so that when the right person comes, you are not still fragmented. Not still carrying the ghosts of past wounds, not still seeking to be completed. You will be whole, and in that wholeness, you will finally be able to see them clearly. The strange thing is, when the right person enters, it will not feel like an explosion. It will not feel like chaos, It will feel like recognition, as if you are remembering someone you once knew in another life. The right person does not come to excite your wounds. They come to soothe them. They do not ignite your fear. They quiet it. They do not take you away from yourself. They bring you deeper into yourself. But let us be honest, before they arrive, there will be doubt. There will be nights when you question whether this path is real at all. You will see others settle for less and wonder if you are a fool for holding out for more. You will be tempted to believe that your soul is too much, too heavy, too complicated. And here is where Jung's wisdom whispers. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The universe will ask you, again and again, to trust this privilege. To believe that your soul, in its fullness, is not a burden but a beacon. So, if you are listening to these words and you feel forgotten, understand this: you are not forgotten. You are being guarded. The universe is protecting your heart from what is too small for it. It is keeping you hidden, like a rare jewel, until the hands that are strong enough, gentle enough, awake enough, are ready to hold you. That is the path of rare souls. And when it finally happens, when the universe decides the time has ripened, you will not only receive love, you will also understand love. You will see it not as an escape, not as a possession, but as a mirror of your own journey. The right person will not complete you, but they will join you, walking beside you as two flames that burn brighter together, yet remain whole on their own. The final stages of your preparation are never gentle. They are the moments when life strips away what is false, sometimes so suddenly that you feel as if the ground is collapsing beneath you. You may lose people you thought would never leave. You may watch familiar doors close with no explanation. You may feel isolated, abandoned, unseen. But here is the secret: these are not losses. They are refinements. The universe is not subtracting love from your life. It is removing distractions, illusions, and half-hearted connections, so that when the real thing arrives, there is room for it to breathe. Jung taught that the shadow, those parts of ourselves we try to deny, must be faced before transformation can occur. The universe will make sure you meet your shadow before it sends you the right person. Why? Because if you do not face your shadow, you will project it onto them. You will confuse your old wounds with their intentions. You will place the weight of your healing on their shoulders, and no soul, no matter how loving, can carry what you refuse to own. So the universe pushes you into the mirror of your own pain first. It asks you to look at what you fear, what you hide, what you have run from. Only when you embrace it can you meet another without masks. This is why, for rare souls, there is often a pattern of almost loves. People who come close, who carry fragments of what you desire, but who cannot stay. They are lessons disguised as lovers. They are meant to awaken your discernment, to sharpen your clarity, to teach you how to recognize what is real by first experiencing what is false. Without them, you would not see the difference. With them, you learn, you grow, you become ready, and then comes the silence, the pause, the empty space where it seems nothing is happening. But in this silence, everything is happening. Your spirit is being aligned. Your energy is being reshaped. The universe is moving both you and the one meant for you, slowly, like stars shifting into constellation, until the two of you are finally in the same sky. It is in this silence that many lose faith. But this is where you must hold on the most. Because silence is the sacred ground where destiny takes root. Jung believed that what we do not bring to consciousness appears in our lives as fate. The silence is where your consciousness expands. The silence is where you begin to choose with awareness instead of desperation. The silence is the cocoon before the butterfly. And when the right person finally enters, you will look back and thank the silence. You will thank the heartbreaks. You will even thank the betrayals, because without them, you would not have known how to see the one who was always meant for you. You would have mistaken them for just another passing soul. But now, you recognize them. You recognize them not with your eyes alone, but with your spirit. The right person is not the one who avoids your wounds. They are the one who sees them and still stays. They are not the one who only loves your light. They are the one who holds your darkness too, without fear. They are not the one who fills your emptiness. They are the one who celebrates your fullness. That is why the universe makes you wait. That is why rare souls are tested, because a love like this cannot be rushed, and it cannot be placed in hands unworthy of it. So if you feel tired, if you feel unseen, if you feel as though your heart has carried too much, remember this: you are not being punished. You are being preserved. You are not being denied. You are being prepared. The universe is holding something sacred for you, something that will not come through force, but through alignment. And when it arrives, when the right person stands before you, you will understand that none of it was wasted. The tears were seeds, the waiting was soil, the silence was sunlight, and your soul, rare as it is, will finally meet the reflection it was always searching for. There comes a moment when the rare soul finally understands. The waiting was never about finding the right person. It was about becoming the right person. The universe is not cruel, it is precise. It knows that the love written for you cannot reach you, while you are still clinging to broken pieces of your past. It cannot arrive while you are still begging for half love to validate you. It cannot enter while your heart is still filled with fear. So life empties you. It strips you down, and in that emptiness, you discover that you are not fragile. You are indestructible. Jung often spoke of individuation as a sacred journey, one in which we learn to unite our inner opposites, our light and our shadow, our conscious and unconscious. This journey is what rare souls are given before their love arrives. For when you are whole within yourself, you do not seek a partner to complete you. You seek a partner to grow with you, to expand with you, to mirror your wholeness, not patch your wounds. That is the love the universe saves for rare souls, the love that is not built on need, but on freedom. And so, your story is not one of being left behind. It is one of being carefully shaped. The universe takes its time with rare souls because their unions are not ordinary. They are the kind of unions that shift timelines, that birth new paths, that awaken both people to a greater destiny. Two rare souls coming together is not just romance. It is alchemy. It is the fire that turns pain into gold. But here is the final truth. The right person does not rescue you from loneliness. They meet you in the strength you found there. They do not erase your scars. They honor them as proof of your becoming. They do not silence your past. They listen and understand it. But they also remind you that your future is still greater. That is why the universe waits. It wants you to stand on your own first, so that when love comes, you do not collapse into it. You rise with it. So if you are listening to these words and your heart aches, if you wonder when your time will come, breathe. Trust. Hold steady. Because the ache you feel is not emptiness. It is expansion. The universe is stretching you to hold more than ordinary love. And when it finally arrives, you will not question it. You will not chase it. You will not fear it. You will know. You will recognize it as the answer to the call your soul has been whispering all along. The journey of a rare soul is never easy. But remember this, you are not meant for easy. You are meant for extraordinary, and extraordinary always takes time. So walk with patience, honor your path, tend to your soul, Because the right person is not just coming. They are being prepared just as you are. And when both of you are ready, the universe will bring you together in a way so perfect, so undeniable, that every moment of waiting will make sense. And in that moment, you will finally understand. The universe was never against you. It was always for you. It was shaping you, refining you, and holding you until the very day when love itself would recognize your rare soul and never let it go. The truth is, the universe works differently with rare souls. It knows that you cannot be rushed into love that is shallow. It knows that the kind of connection your heart longs for is not one built on surface attraction, but on depth, recognition, and truth. So it makes your path longer. It makes your lessons harder. It gives you nights where the silence is deafening. Because it is not shaping you for common love, it is shaping you for uncommon love. Carl Jung taught that the soul has a hidden map. Deep inside, there are images, archetypes, and desires planted long before we are aware of them. These inner images guide our choices, our attractions, even the people who appear in our lives. But until we make the unconscious conscious, these images can trap us. We repeat patterns, we choose what is familiar instead of what is true, and we end up with the wrong people again and again. The universe, in its wisdom, will allow this until you begin to wake up, until you start to see the pattern not as bad luck, but as a lesson. That awakening is often painful. You will notice that rare souls rarely have smooth love stories. Their paths are marked by heartbreaks that cut deep. And the reason is simply shallow heartbreak cannot awaken a deep soul. Only when you are broken wide open do you begin to ask the questions that matter. Why do I attract the same kind of person? Why do I settle for less? What is it in me that confuses desire with love? These questions are the seeds of transformation. And as you grow, the universe begins to take people away. Suddenly, the friendships that once felt safe begin to fade. The relationships you thought would last begin to crumble. Even your identity feels as if it is dissolving. This is the dismantling stage. Jung would say this is when the persona, the mask you wear for the world, begins to fall apart. And though it feels like loss, it is freedom. Because when the mask is gone, only your true self remains. The universe wants you to meet your true self before you meet the right person. It knows that if you show up in love still hidden, still fragmented, still afraid to be seen, then you will attract someone who matches that fear. And so, life makes you walk through the fire of self-discovery first. It is not easy, but it is necessary. During this stage, loneliness becomes your teacher. Many people run from loneliness, but rare souls are asked to embrace it. It is in loneliness that you begin to hear your own voice. It is in loneliness that you stop grasping for attention that does not serve you. It is in loneliness that you learn the difference between needing someone and choosing someone. The universe does not want you to need the right person. It wants you to be ready to choose them freely from a place of strength. And then comes the silence. This silence is not punishment. It is sacred. It is in the silence that the soil of your soul is prepared. It is where you learn patience, where you practice trust, where you discover that life is not measured by how quickly things arrive, but by how deeply they root when they finally come. Many lose hope here, but this is the very stage where the universe is aligning everything in your favor. Just because you cannot see it does not mean it is not happening. Think of the seed underground. No one sees it sprouting, but in the darkness life is taking shape. So too, in your silence, destiny is moving. But before the right person comes, the universe will give you one last test. It will send someone who looks almost right. They will carry the qualities you asked for. They may even echo the love you dreamt of. but they will lack the depth to hold it fully. This is not cruelty. This is your final initiation. Will you settle? Will you repeat your past? Or will you stand in your worth and walk away? If you walk away, you declare to the universe that you are ready for what is real. If you stay, you return to the lesson until you are strong enough to leave. When you finally pass this test, the shift is undeniable. Something inside you changes. You no longer beg for love. You no longer chase. You no longer confuse attention with affection. You stand in yourself, whole, rooted, certain, and it is in this energy that the right person arrives. And when they do, it will feel different from anything you have known. It will not be a storm of chaos or a rush of anxiety. It will feel like peace. It will feel like recognition, as if you are meeting someone you somehow always knew. Jung described this as the meeting of two souls who carry both the conscious and the unconscious, the light and the shadow. It is not fantasy. It is reality made sacred. The right person does not erase your past. They honor it. They do not fear your scars. They see them as proof of your resilience. They do not demand you hide your shadow. They hold it with tenderness, just as you hold theirs. This is why the universe took so long with you. This is why it tested you. Because a love like this requires both people to be awake, both people to be whole, both people to be willing to see and be seen fully. And in that moment, when you are finally met by them, every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, every heartbreak will make sense. You will see that you were never abandoned. You were being shaped. You were never delayed. You were being aligned. The universe was never cruel. It was careful. Careful with you, because it knew your soul was rare. So, do not lose faith in the waiting. Do not curse the silence. Do not doubt the journey. Trust it. Honor it. Because the right person is not just someone you stumble upon. They are someone the universe is preparing alongside you. Just as you are being refined, so are they. Just as you are learning patience, so are they. Just as you are healing your wounds, they are tending to theirs. And when the time comes, you will not only find love, you will find destiny. Because for rare souls, love is never random. It is written, it is woven, it is sacred. And when it arrives, you will understand that every moment of waiting was worth it.